What's up, YouTube? Devin Midrow here, back at you again. And I think this is video 47. Should be. I just got through a weekend. So weekend is when I take some days off from doing these videos, right? Man, not gonna lie, I can't find my headphones. I don't know where they went. I remember putting them in here, but I think they might have fell down. You know, with the normal place, so I keep them kind of right back here in the cup holder, and they're not there. They're not there. So they may have fell in the back somewhere, but I can't seem to find them. And on top of that, I got some pretty bad allergies right now. So I got allergies. I'm very confident that I did a test. This is a long time ago, but I did a test where they get these real small micro doses of all these things that are, you know, most common to least common allergies, and they just kind of poke you back in different spots. And I mean, at the end of it, I think they even took a picture because, you know, it's kind of wild, but it looks pretty crazy. Basically, your back looks like they slapped a big thing of bubble wrap on it. Yeah, I hope that's not too vivid for some people, but yeah, you basically have all these little bubbles, different size bubbles, right, of, you know, your body reacting to that microdose of wherever they put inside of your back on that needle. And the two things that really just, I mean, blatantly were the biggest bubbles were pollen and dust, right? Which is the most, you know, I think that's typically the most common allergies you're going to see in people. And, which is bad news, right? Bad news for me, you know, because I live in, you know, obviously live in Hawaii, and it's springtime, right? So springtime is the worst season by far for people with allergies, right? Because, I mean, you know, the bees are doing their thing, which they need to be. I'm not going to fight that. It's important, but yeah, it's like congestion, runny nose, sneezing, you know, puffy eyes and sore throat, and just even a headache, and it's just it's not fun. It's not fun. It's one of those things, like, people might stay home from work if they were, you know, they didn't have allergies, they just got sick, and they had these symptoms of being sick, they might stay home from work. But because I'm so used to it, doesn't mean I like it. I'm so used to it, I'll just go to work because, you know, it's nothing new for me to deal with this, right? But yeah, it's you know, it's April, right? It's midway through April, and springtime is in full session, right? So I thought about it, and I really don't like to take medication, specifically like ingesting medication like pills. You know, I don't believe in it. You know, I don't believe in it. No, I do to a certain degree, but, you know, preferably I like to just eat whole foods and just avoid medication as much as possible. Excuse me. But yeah, if anything, it's I'm gonna try this solution, right? I'm gonna go after this solution, and excuse me. Woo, yeah. Not fun, right? And I thought to myself, I shouldn't do this video. You know, I got allergies, right? I'm in pretty rough shape right now, and I thought, I'll skip the video for today. But I thought, you know what? That's the first step in making an excuse, right? You know, granted, you know, I gotta check the volume to make sure that when I sneeze, it's not blowing your speakers out. But yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough. But, you know, long story short, the solution that I have in mind is I was doing some research, right? Because, you know, you could sit and just deal with the problem and just hope that it'll get better, or you can, you know, you can be proactive and excuse me, you can figure out a solution. So a solution that I created is one test. Always do one test, because if you do more than one test, you really don't know what worked, if it worked, right? And how well it worked. Like, if something works really well and you do one test, then you know you're going to keep doing that only variable that you removed or added to the equation, right? You do two or more things, and you get a really good effect, but you're like, well, which one of the two things was it? Then you gotta, it's just an extra step, basically, right, that you have to take, as opposed to getting to that step in the first place. So my solution I'm gonna try is I'm gonna try to use a neti pot. I'm gonna try it 2 times a day, morning and night, and that's typically gonna be about 12 hours in between doing it. And I'm gonna use an antihistamine. Hopefully I'm saying that right. The antihistamine, such as maybe Flonase or something like that. And I'm gonna put it in the neti pot, and I'm gonna basically flush that through, clean out the pipes, as well as kind of coat the inside with the antihistamine. And I tried doing the nasal sprays where you kind of spray it in your nose, right? You get it up in there, and that just like, as soon as I do that, I just would break out and start sneezing when I've done that in the past. I mean, I could try it again because I haven't tried it for years, but man, when I tried it multiple times, it just messed me up. I would start sneezing like crazy, and I think I would sneeze it out. It wouldn't even stay in my nose, right? Like, as soon as I do it, I could just feel it, and I'd start sneezing. I don't think it stayed in there, but I figure if I neti pot it through, I used a neti pot before, and that actually, it feels pretty good, actually. It feels like it actually really goes through your nose. You could literally feel it going through and coming out the other nostril, and it's kind of wild. It's like, whoa, it's a weird feeling, but you can tell it's going through and doing its thing. Sometimes there's been cases, now I'm just going to get all full frontal on you, where I've had gullas, and if you're not from Hawaii, gullas is like mucus, the green boogers that you get, the congestion you have in your system, and you use that neti pot, and man, the stuff that comes out of your nose kind of trips you out. You're like, oh my god, you see that stuff coming out, you're like, ugh, gross. It's your own stuff, but it's still gross, right? And yeah, it's like, hey, it's a thing, right? So that's the goal right now. I'm gonna try that. Might not be what you had tuned in for, but this is all about living life. I think the big picture of what my channel is I'm envisioning it to be is I'm going to be scoping in on something and focusing in on it, but at the end of the day, it's about problems and solutions, right? It's about living life. Obviously you want to live life and enjoy life, but life is not all rainbows and unicorns, right? You're ultimately going to have to deal with problems, and the better you can deal with problems and find those solutions, better life is going to be, right? I mean, that's really what it is. It's just navigating the speed bumps and the roadblocks and the hurdles in life as best you can. That's really going to give you a quality of life, right? Like, really, it's like people could say, oh, I'm living, I'm breathing, right? I'm alive. But there's a difference between living and existing, right? And you want to live, right? You want to live life. It's like, you don't want to just exist. You don't want to just be a part of it, right? You want to actually own life, right? You want to insert yourself and really take life by the horns, and that's really the objective of this is to give you guys solutions, really kind of repurpose the way we think. And I got some ideas about that. I got a pretty cool concept that I'm gonna go with, that I just kind of came to me really just when I was writing an email. And that's kind of what I found is, by when you have to create every day, like every day I write an email, which means that I literally have to put, well, fingers to keyboard, right, so to speak, instead of pen to paper. And I have to create something, right? I can't sit there. You can't write without creating. Every time you write something, you are creating something, right? So whether you're typing something, you're writing, you're creating. So I found that by doing that, it really stimulates a different part of your brain when you have to dig deep and put out something that people are actually going to tune into. Like, you can't just, you could be lazy and just kind of, just make something. You could create stuff and be lazy about it, but you get in what you put out, right? You're get people that are gonna show up and they're gonna go, nah, this guy ain't got it, this gal ain't got it, right? You know, but when you really pour your heart and soul into creating something, people feel that and they connect with that, right? So that's what I'm aiming to do, and I got a pretty solid direction I'm gonna go with, and I'm gonna pick a side. I'm gonna pick a side with something, and I'm gonna stand firm with it because I'm looking at the indicators, right? I'm doing my research. I'm checking things. I'm testing things out, and I can't ignore it anymore, right? And it's been around. It's been around for 15 years. I'm not gonna give it away. You know, in fact, I'm gonna create a lot of curiosity. In fact, you know, because I'm gonna create something soon that you're gonna see the link down in the bottom of the video. I'm gonna keep it to one link. You know, I'm gonna keep things simple, and when you click that link, you're gonna get in there. You're gonna find out what it is, right? And what I'm really pushing, the agenda I'm pushing. Obviously, it's gonna build upon problems and solutions, but yeah, it's gonna be good stuff. I feel really good about this year. I have very clear goals, very clear intentions. I know where I'm going. I see a long-term play, a long-term vision of where I want to be, and I'm making it happen, right? I'm taking steps towards it. I'm putting in the actions to get there, right? That's the key, right? You want to think about it, and then you want to do the work to get there too, right? It's a two-step process. So anyway, I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Allergies and all, you know, you can have excuses, you can have results, but you truly can't have both, right? I mean, you could have both of them, but you can have the results that you really want to have, or you can have the results that you're just accepting in life, that life's given you, right? You can accept life for what it is, or you can make life what it is, right? That's really what that means, to really break that out. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Aloha.